Yo, look at this thing. Sony Cybershot, 10 years old, 14.1 megapixels. This thing is a beauty.
So I realize I haven't done a vlog for you guys that hasn't been a favorite photos or just a travel video or a wedding video, because I've been really busy with a lot of stuff lately. So I finally found a little bit of time to do a video like this where I'm going to use a 10-year-old camera to go out and shoot some photos. It's a pretty overcast day. We got a lot of snowfall, so I can really test out the close-ups with this thing because of all the detail from the snow and stuff like that. But yeah, this thing has 14.1 megapixels, which, I mean, cell phones basically have more than that now. The aperture is 2.7 to 5.7, and it also says it's 4.7 to 18.8. I don't know what that means. I don't know if that's maybe when you're in the digital zoom mode. I don't really know. Either way, I'm not going to touch that probably. The lens cover on this thing is broken, which is really funny, and the dial on the back is also broken, and it's a real pain in the ass to use, but I'm really going to give it a shot. They don't give you much manual controls. There's 2 modes on this thing that give you auto exposure, or what is it, intelligent exposure? Program auto, and then there's intelligent auto. Then there's 2 other modes called scene and steady shot. I'm just gonna go with the program auto, and honestly, the only thing you can really control is the white balance and the ISO and the metering modes, which is cool. I can't change the shutter speed or the aperture on this thing. It's all gonna be auto, but I'm probably gonna stay on ISO 80 because it's super bright and white outside, so let's get out there.
Let's say, turn the power off and on again. I'm actually super surprised with how well it's focusing. The focus system actually still works really well. I mean, it's a little slow, but at least it works really good. Okay, first off, sorry for the high frame rates. I don't have a filter on this thing, but this thing actually doesn't tell me the focal length. It just tells me times 1.2, times 1.4, that kind of thing. So I'm just gonna try a couple different 1 point whatevers and see what kind of compositions it gives me. Just in my backyard, so there's not much to shoot. One day I'll actually go out and hit the streets with this thing, so it'll give me a better idea what it's really capable of in a more realistic scenario. So okay, so it's actually super hard not knowing what your focal length is, because you don't know if you gotta be close, far away. I don't love the wide angle, whatever the wide angle focal length on this is. I don't love it. It's not very good. At least from what it looks like on the screen, it looks like it does a decent job blurring out the background when you're pretty tight, at least on at least times 2 or higher. But yeah, let's go inside and check out those photos.
Alright, so surprisingly, this thing really isn't that bad. Although I did find myself wanting to put a new lens on this a lot. I know that I can't, I just meant that I felt like I wanted to go into the camera bag and just grab a different lens and smack it on here because this thing was so annoying in that sense. But it was still really useful. If I was stuck with this camera and this is all I had for whatever reason, I wouldn't be that unhappy because I know it can at least give me some usable images that I can at least manipulate in Lightroom pretty well. So on that note, I'll show some images right now. They actually edited really well using current presets that I like to use all the time for client work and just personal stuff as well. They turned out pretty sharp considering that they're JPEG. I was actually able to get somewhat of a good amount of shadow information back, but I mean, it's a 10-year-old camera shooting with JPEG. It's nothing compared to the current Sony RAW files that I'm used to, but they still did a decent job, and I was at ISO 80 in really bright light situations, so I would have actually liked some of that shadow information back. It actually focused really well. It didn't hunt that much. I found doing close-ups, it was a little harder because it was hard to figure out the exact range that you needed to be at because it would actually hunt back and forth, so it was tough to figure out where you needed to stand. I don't think there was actually a way to switch it into any kind of, no, there's not. There's no manual focus control. There's also a bit of a lag when you actually press the button and take a picture, and for it to actually pop up on the screen, it takes about a second, but I mean, whatever. Considering the lens that's in here though, it does a pretty decent job at blurring out the background. It's got nice depth of field, so considering it's 10 years old and I just went in my backyard, it did a pretty good job. I do intend to take this out into a more realistic scenario out in the field, and I hope you guys liked this video. Hit thumbs up if you did. Make sure you subscribe to the channel. Maybe leave a comment below if there's anything you want to know about this thing for whatever reason. But yeah, until next time, I'll see you guys in the next vlog. Peace.